students, we have completed with the general characteristics of phylum Cnidaria. We are on to the last part of this phylum, that is classification of phylum Cnidaria. This part is for your AIIMS syllabus. So let us do the classification of Cnidaria. There are three classes under phylum Cnidaria. They are known as class Hydrozoa, class Scyphozoa and class Anthozoa. Hydra belongs to Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, jellyfish, sea anemones and corals belong to Anthozoa. In this class, both polypoid and medusoid stage is present, but the polypoid stage is more dominant. Over here, both polypoid and medusoid stage is present, but the medusoid stage is more dominant. Remember jellyfish, medusa, and over here only polypoid stage is present. For Hydrozoa, polypoid plus medusoid stage present, but polyp dominant. Of course, in Hydra only polyp stage is seen, okay, and that belongs to Hydrozoa. Over here, medusoid stage is dominant, polypoid stage is either reduced or absent. And for Anthozoa, we say that only polypoid stage is present, no medusa. In case of Hydrozoa, if medusa is present, it has a specific feature. It has a so-called velum. Now, what is this velum? A velum is like a thin membrane around the margin of the umbrella with an aperture in the center. Okay, imagine the umbrella, the margin of the umbrella. Imagine an inward shelf-like membrane, a thin membrane all around, which helps these medusae to propel themselves at a greater thrust. Okay, compared to the medusae of the Scyphozoa, in which the medusae do not have this particular velum. The jellyfishes lack the velum. This is an important AIIMS related point, velum. The medusae of the Hydrozoa are known to have the velum. The medusae of the Scyphozoa do not have velum. Medusae lack velum. And over here, velum is not applicable since medusa are absent. The mesoglia is thin in case of Hydrozoa. The mesoglia is thick in case of Scyphozoa, but it's the thickest in case of Anthozoa. And it may also be cellular. Mesoglia, in case of Hydrozoa, it is thin, acellular. In case of Scyphozoa, it is thick but acellular. In case of Anthozoa, it is thick and could be cellular. Important point for AIIMS. Another important point for Anthozoa is that the gastrovascular cavity in case of Anthozoa is known to have internal ridges inside. It will form infoldings inside to form septa. Why? To increase the surface area. Like villi, villi increase the surface area for absorption. Similarly, the invaginations of the gastrodermis inside will increase the surface area for absorption of food, etc. These invaginations of the gastrodermis are said to be mesenteries, which is a characteristic feature of the anthozoans. So GVC is lined by mesenteries, septa of gastrodermis. What is the function? Increase surface area for absorption. Similar to villi. Hydra, Obelia, Physalia, Tubularia belong to Hydrozoa. Two special types of sensory organs are known to be present in the Scyphozoans. Sensory organs, one is called as the statocyst and the second one is called as ocelli. Statocysts are meant for balance and ocelli are meant for light detection. There is one more point for Scyphozoa, and that is their asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction for all these forms is by exogenous budding, no? There is one more type of asexual reproduction that is shown by the Scyphozoans, that is called strobulation. Asexual reproduction by strobulation. Find out about strobulation on your own. Absent in the Hydrozoans and Anthozoans. Examples: Aurelia. And for Anthozoa, examples we have Adamsia, sea anemone, then corals, etc. A little bit of overview I will give you about corals. These are anthozoans. They require warm water temperatures of 20 to 21 degrees Celsius, that is warm waters they require, and shallow depth of less than 50 meters. They usually have symbiotic associations with algae. What type of algae? The dinoflagellates. The alga will photosynthesize and give out a lot of oxygen, and this oxygen will be utilized by the coral. It will release the carbon dioxide and nitrogenous waste, which will be used by the algae again. The aggregation of these corals in a place are called as coral reefs, as you know, and they are a site of great biodiversity. So that was it from phylum Cnidaria.
महादेव के नाम पे सब्सक्राइब कर दें।